We are currently in Graaff Reinet, and I think what is really being exciting and fun to be part of the summit is to hear about the solutions that the government is trying to make to solve this crisis. Just as a journalist who's been covering the drought in Graaff Reinet, we have had a chance to speak to residents here. We spoke to the farming community, have been saying one thing: when is government going to stand up and give us tangible, both short and long-term solutions to this dire crisis? And to be here this afternoon really is like a full circle, just to see various stakeholders from the community to researchers to the academia, all coming together to say, what can we do as a unit to fight this crisis of a drought in Graaff Reinet? But to talk to us more about this crisis and also solutions they're going to find, the theme of the conference itself is called Preventing Day Zero and Re-Engineering Water Business for a Sustainable Future, is the MEC of COGTA, Mr. Ngata. Mr. Ngata, thank you first for joining us this afternoon. Let's first talk about the 100 million that has been put aside to deal with the crisis in Graaff Reinet in the Eastern Cape as well, and where is it going to be distributed in the Eastern Cape?
Thank you. Greetings to you. The money has been allocated to the COGTA by the provincial treasurer is 100 million. But the total amount for drought is about 174 million, because 20 million of the 100 million will be transferring it to the Department of Rural Development. Because of drought, there's not been ploughing in some other areas. As a result, Dr. Da did reprioritize from their own savings. Then they did secure 54 million, which makes the total amount for drought to be used by the provincial government to be about 174 million. This money we are using it to cut water, to drill boreholes, that is to deal with the short-term measures and the medium-term to long-term measures, which this summit is going to help us to sort of outline what is it that we do, which will include water desalination in the province, which we consider it of high priority. We'll explore quite a number of areas where we can get the technology necessary cheaper. And because the impact of drought and the impact of climate change is so dire for both human beings and livestock in the province. That's why we will be supporting the farmers through Dr. Da with the support they need, whether we're talking feed, whether we're talking water.
MEC, when you get to the farming community, the Graaff Reinet is called the heart of the crew because of the farming sector. Mm-hmm. Some of the complaints that are coming from the farmers that so much money is coming out, but nothing is trickling down to the farmers. Mm-hmm. So the money is being distributed, but somehow doesn't find its way to the farmers, who are the drivers economically of this province. Is there going to be a monitoring and evaluation to make sure that this money that comes out actually comes down to the farmers as well?
Yeah, that is why one of the things we have decided as a provincial government is that we're not going to transfer money to local municipalities and to district municipalities. We're going to do the allocation, let them do the work first, and then submit invoices. And before paying, we'll come and verify whether work has been done on the ground, there is value for money. Because in some other instances, the money meant for drought is used for other things. There is no value for money. We will be quite strict on monitoring and to ensure that the system is able to move with speed so that we can deal with this crisis situation. That's the approach we're taking. And we'll ensure that the farmers, through Dr. Da, they will get engaged so that their own contribution is also taken into consideration in the process.
MEC, another key stakeholder has been the work done by Give to the Givers in terms of drilling boreholes. Mm-hmm. Is there a plan to do more collaborations with them because of their success in terms of drilling boreholes in areas which are facing drought?
Yes, we deliberately invited the private sector, including Gift of the Givers, including Vodacom. They have donated some money for the province. They are part of the summit now, so that we can work together in an integrated way. We're quite aware that as government alone won't be able to deal with this crisis, and therefore closer collaboration will make us use the available resources more effectively and efficiently for maximum impact. That's what we're doing, and we're quite looking forward as a provincial government to the outcomes of the summit, which must then help to inform a provincial approach in terms of how we deal with the drought facing our province going forward.
Lastly, MEC, in your speech you spoke about the importance of using modern day technology to deal with our modern day problems. Mm-hmm. How key or how important is going to be introducing the academia and the research element to this problem and solving it as well?
We believe as provincial government that, it's quite critical that institutions of higher learning are at the center. Because as decision makers, we must make informed decisions that are research-based. And not only, body of knowledge, but a body of knowledge that is also relevant and current to the current challenges. And therefore, research is going to be quite very critical in finding an appropriate technology that is equally affordable, that is equally adaptable, given the fact that our province is a rural province.
What is the MEC of COGTA, Mr. Reinet, speaking about the summit taking place in Graaff Reinet, saying that key to the success of the summit is going to be bringing about researchers and academia who can give us modern-day solutions and modern-day technologies to deal with the crisis here in Graaff Reinet. Really exciting things coming out here, and you get a sense now that perhaps this is a solution that many people here, especially the farming community, have been waiting for. But for now, let's go back to the studio.